Hello, my name is Corey Wooten, and I accompany the role of Project Manager for the Crypto Compassion Campaign, C to the Third, or C3 for short, alongside Cartrell Speller, James Richardson, Rashawn Mitchell, and Devon Gadsden. It is our pleasure to present the official project charter for C3, Planning and Establishment. The general purpose of the Crypto Compassion Campaign is to establish a nonprofit organization which accepts donations in the form of cryptocurrency and exchanges those donations to trade accounts with sponsors who in return shall provide essential school supplies and technology equipment to children in foster care and poverty-stricken families. We plan to acquire a majority of our funding in the form of classified donations and sponsorships. In order to develop and establish an entity that is entirely reliant on anonymous donations made in digital currency, our primary objectives are to secure a domain and design a responsive website, implement a safe and secure digital payment method, and validate the experimental group to be endorsed. We desire to complete each of these stages within a time frame of 90 days and a budget not exceeding $500. If our major tasks are planned accordingly, thoroughly, and responsibly, we foresee the achievement of tremendous scalability and overall success. We will need to designate a fair amount of time to building an online and social media presence as well. Most importantly, however, we will need to successfully format and implement the website's built-in digital payment system. Finally, we find our most important criteria to be the completion of the first official transaction between donor and recipient. The major deliverables that are required for this project are primarily to secure a monetary digital payment system which accepts various forms of digital currency, including Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. We need to identify the individuals who need support through the website, and donations will go towards purchasing school supplies for the selected parties provided per donor and sponsor donations. However, we eventually desire to include hardware equipment such as laptops or classroom materials as well. As far as the acceptance criteria is concerned, the recipients will be selected based upon their extenuating circumstances and present financial discomfort. They will then be designated by a sponsor who will act as their personal counselor and who will ultimately decide their acceptance of the donated items. If accepted, the overall need will be evaluated and the specified funds for the supplies will be dispersed to the C3 financial sponsor. Once the sponsor receives the funds, they will then uphold the responsibility of acquiring our gifted items to be provided and delivered to the individuals via post or in person.
Next, we have our milestone schedule. Our milestone schedule consists of 10 phases. Each phase has an important role to play in our project planning, and these phases are going to help us effectively plan out our project and execute everything properly. These phases are consisting from February 10th, 2019 through April 28th, 2019. Next, we're going to our key assumptions. The key assumption for our project: we plan on using our digital currency in order to provide educational resources for students in foster care and low-income families. We believe this will encourage strong academic and could potentially decrease the high school dropout rate in the long run. Some of the things we think as a group we can accomplish are attracting people willing to help and support our cause, providing school materials like notebooks and pencils, and eventually items such as scientific calculators and laptops, creating a website that shows our purpose and how to contact us, and also receive the designated funding. Next, we have some constraints that could possibly affect our group. Since we are providing resources to a large demographic, there are a few possible obstacles we could face. A particular obstacle we face is not receiving enough funding to reach our group's goal. The lack of funding can cause many constraints throughout the project, such as the amount of materials we can provide will be limited, and we could possibly come to a situation where providing the materials and the funding might have to come from the group ourselves. The major risks or potential risks that could impact the successful accomplishment of the objectives is the lack of time and possible impact. Our project is serving a good cause but could possibly require more time than we have. For our project, we need to create a website with a donation system, establish a face in the community, and supply enough resources for the recipients of our services. With the help of a sponsor, resources should not be a problem, but if our website isn't established or we are unable to properly inform the surrounding regions, then this will cause a setback for not only our group but for our sponsors as well. Next, we're going into approval requirements. The project manager is the lead member of the group who handles handles the approval of all the purchases, orders, and subcontracts. Being in this role allows you to handle major discussions, but does not allow you to act out on your own. The project manager for our group has to discuss any purchasing, signing, and all project changes with all fellow group members to ensure the project vision and goals continue to be met. For our project manager, we have Corey Wooten, who will serve as the project manager role for C to the third. He will be the point of contract with the contractors and will oversee their performance throughout the vital stages of the project. Reporting requirements: the project manager will create reports and send them to the authorizing sponsors. They must also prepare an oral presentation. The report must be sent digitally no less than 7 days prior to the oral presentation. For authorizer, we do have authorization pending, but hopefully that you guys understand everything that's going on with our project through listening to our project charter.